Hey Darlene, welcome to GAC RMHC Golf Classic. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing at regular speed. We'll let that play on through. We'll put you back in your dress position and we'll go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while I put you back here in your dress position, let's first of all take a look at your setup. We can see that your spine is nice and straight and on a slight tilt. Your legs come down into a nicely unlocked position. Looks great. You do hold your arms out away from you a little too far, and then the club works down to the ball. So if I were going to work on your golf game, the only thing I would really do with your posture here is get you to hang your arms down so your hands get closer to your thighs. Work the club out to the ball from there, therefore increasing the angle relationship between your arms and the golf club instead of almost having it look like a straight line. We would go ahead and keep your spine in the nice tilt that it's in, as well as the legs. And ultimately what this would do is it would also, once we drag the hands closer to you, ultimately it's going to actually position you a little bit closer to the ball. So unfortunately you're a little too far away from the ball, a little concerned that when you swing the golf club you might end up hitting the ball off the toe of the club. So your starting posture, balance, distance away from the ball is absolutely crucial here. The other thing we need to do is we need to get your feet squared up. We can see that your feet are aiming way out to the right here. And ultimately what we got to do is we've got to bring your right foot very simply up over to here and get your feet so your toes are running parallel to where we want to go. And parallel lines on camera would have an appearance of converging. So now if we run the club face parallel to that, the conversion is here, and then we'd be set up to hit the center of the fairway. So we've got to bring your right foot up, also square it up because it's open too much. So we want it at 90 degrees, but we definitely have to try and get your feet running parallel to your target. Okay? Right now you got your right foot dropped back too much and the right toes open too much. So fixing up your posture, more importantly, getting your arms to hang, get your hands closer to your thighs, increase the angle relationship between the arms and the club is critical. Then getting your feet to run parallel to your target line is ideal as well. At this point in time, we can go ahead and do a little split screen comparison between you and Chella Choi. I'm not going to really take a look at the plane lines as it pertains to your golf swing. Let's just go ahead and observe some of the real basic fundamental things that need to happen in the swing, and let's not get super detailed with respect to swing plane. So hopefully you can see what I'm sort of talking about, where her arms are hanging down better, the club works out to the ball, and like I was saying, she's definitely creating more of an angle relationship in here. So that's critical. Okay, so let's drag those hands closer to you. Let's increase the angle between the forearms, wrists, and the club shaft, and that would be great. The other thing we see is we see her feet. See how they're running parallel, so we carry that out. They're running parallel to her target line. Again, parallel lines on camera have an appearance of converging, so it should be set up as such. Okay, so those are the two first and foremost things that we definitely need to establish. Now, when we make a backswing, what are some of the primary things that happen? Well, let's watch her shoulders. She rotates her shoulders. She turns. Okay? Now, when we turn, we want to turn on the axis that we achieved that address. So she's going to rotate those shoulders, and she's going to keep her spine in that position. What else do we do? Well, we want to create wrist hinge. Well, what does that mean? Okay, well, right now the club head is below and in front of her hands. We want to bring the club back, so we create a hinge, which means we're going to try and get the club head above but behind the hands. So you see that? It's just really almost a continuation. So if we just go ahead and clear this off the screen, let's go ahead and just mark the club shaft, right? All we're really trying to do here is we're trying to just trade places so that the club head's high and the grip is low instead of having the grip high and the club head low right now. So here we go, we come back. So we want to just trade places. So we want the club head to be above and behind the hands. There it is. So that's just a continuation of the original red line. Okay? So at this point in time, where's the club head? The club head is behind and above her hands. When she started, where was the club? The club was in front and below her hands. So we're just virtually switching places with the club. So we turn our shoulders and we create this hinge, and when we create the hinge, we're just basically trying to get the club head to work from having been in front and below our hands to being above and behind. Okay? That's what swing plane is. So when we take a look at that, I mean, that's ultimately what we're trying to achieve. Now, we want to continue to take the arms back with the turn, and okay, we get at the top of the backswing. So what else do we do? Well, we try and keep our right leg nice and stable. Last thing is, we're trying to maintain some arm extension. We don't want those arms to, fold into our core. So those are the four main things when we make a backswing. We simply want to rotate our shoulders, we want to cock our wrists, and when we make this move, we want to stay stable on our right side, and if we can keep our arms away from our core, great. So let's watch you bring the golf club back. So you can see how stiff-wristed you are with the golf club. So we don't have any wrist hinge at all. Now, one of the reasons why we don't have wrist hinge is because we don't have a proper grip. So another thing we need to look at is obviously putting your hands on the golf club properly. A good grip controls the club face. Good grip allows you to generate proper wrist hinge. So a grip is very important because it is a fundamental. So we're very stiff-wristed with the golf club through to here. We keep coming back. Now, you're getting a little bit of hinge, but it's incorrect hinge with an improper grip. So when we finally get to the top of the swing, you get to where you get to, and that's fine. You get a lot of unnecessary sort of motion happening with your left foot that doesn't really need to happen. So lower left side should just really be given way to the fact that we're rotating. But we do need to learn how to turn a little better, maintain the posture, and definitely a better grip and wrist hinge would be critical. Then from here, when we swing through, well, what do we want to do? Well, just move the weight from the right foot to the left and fire the hands. So in moving the weight, we want to swing the hands through and then get the right heel to come off the ground, get up on the toe of the right foot. You see that? It's just footwork. So we're at the top of the swing, all our weight's on our right side, fire our hands through, come off our right heel, get up on the toe of the right foot, and that'll get our weight on our left side and we'll finish the golf swing. So let's see how you do with your footwork. So you replant your left foot that didn't need to come off the ground like it did. So that's good. So you replant it. Let's see what your right foot does. It doesn't do anything. Okay? And there we are. Notice we're hitting the ball off the toe. We're hitting the ball off the toe because, like I said at the very beginning of this analysis, you're just starting too far away from the golf ball. Okay? So we got to get up on the toe of the right foot, stand on the left side, and when we are finished, let's get the hands higher. Let's get the club back in behind us. And obviously that would be much better. So, those are some really basic fundamental things that, you'd like to try and apply to make your golf swing better. We want to set up, we want to have better posture, a better relationship with the arms and the golf club. We want to have better alignment. We want to have a better grip. So, I mean, those three things right there, those are fundamentals. Those are static fundamentals. Even before we swing the golf club, we have to make sure at address that we are set up in the right posture, in the right alignment, and the right grip. So those are really 3 of 5 fundamentals. Your other fundamentals are going to be your stance, which we see we need to improve because we got to square up the right foot. Another fundamental would be your ball position. Okay? So you got to work on your static position. The fundamental setup, even before you swing the club, is absolutely critical. Then, as we bring the club back, we got to learn how to cock our wrists better, rotate our shoulders better, and then learn how to use proper footwork with the right foot better as we swing through, so we can finish with our weight on our left side, which you're actually not doing too bad of a job, but get the hands higher and the club back in behind us. Okay? So that would be general swing motion, right? We got to turn, stay stable on our right side, create wrist hinge, and then we need to follow through with proper footwork, really moving from what I'm going to refer to as when we make a backswing, we're really trying to go to point A and then get to point B. Okay, so that's just general swing motion. We want to be able to get to point A to point B. So at that point in time, once you integrate some of these things, better fundamentals, better foundation as it pertains to your posture, more so your relationship of your arms with the golf club again, your alignment, and your grip. Once you fix those 3 things, then we can deal with, hey, are we fully turning those shoulders? Do we understand how to cock our wrist properly? And then do we know how to create the proper footwork with the right foot through to the finish? Once you get that going, we'll have a good setup, we'll have good general swing motion, And then we can get in here, start sort of playing around and fine-tuning certain things that, we obviously need to refine. But at that point in time, we would just need these really key fundamental things to exist before we even think about doing anything that's more fine-tuning. Okay? Anyways, if at any point in time you ever want to work on any of these aspects of your golf game, certainly feel free to reach out. I'm over at Glen Abbey in Oakville, and be happy to structure a little program for you. Also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments at all, you guys are looking for a unique gift to provide to your guests, touch base, be happy to discuss my swing analysis services with you. Anyways, I hope you had a fantastic day, and I hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video here. Take care.